Good morning, Konstantinos Sergakis from Guberna. Could you say something about 2024? How do you look back on it?
Yes. Geopolitics is a very important topic. Wars keep on going on, and of course we had the recent US election results, but at the same time we had climate issues, a huge amount of floods and fires, redefining the climate agenda for governments, for market actors, and for companies as well. And at the same time, generative AI has been extremely important, or not just in terms of generation of revenues, but also opportunities and also risks for companies and the markets at large. And I would say these are the main trends that we saw in 2024 unfolding. At the same time, Europe is trying to find its identity between competitiveness, growth, but also retention of European values, and with the increasing competitiveness from US and Asia. And at this very critical level, Europe needs to be bolder and take action looking forward towards 2025 and the years to come.
Looking back, what are the learning points you could align from past year?
That whether you are a government or a market actor, company, investor, you need to prepare not just for the known unknowns, but also for the unknown unknowns. So you need to be always prepared to tackle any kind of situation that might come your way. Call it climate, call it challenges and risks from AI, call it geopolitics. You need to be prepared, and that's where governance comes into the game. The more prepared you are, the better you will be placed to deal and tackle these challenges.
What's your current view about current shareholder activism?
Well, shareholder activism, we've seen that it gets wide-ranging, both in terms of motivation of shareholder activists and also sectors targeted. So we have new sectors being targeted constantly, but we also have new themes. We saw in 2024 that we had an increasing number of shareholder activist campaigns. It started slowing down a little bit in the beginning of 2024, but then we saw that in the third quarter it jumped 67%, which may show a generic further growth trend for 2025. But of course, I'm talking about global activist campaigns. In Belgium, shareholder activism keep on remaining limited, and that's of course because of, among many other factors, because we have the importance of reference shareholders in Belgium. So the ownership structure is what it is in Belgium, and it's not a dispersed ownership structure as an economy. And talking about Belgium, we've seen nevertheless some activist campaigns. We've seen that new topics are tackled by activists, and at the same time, companies start reflecting upon these kind of new incidents. Now, why is it important for companies to be able and be prepared to tackle shareholder activist campaigns? If they are not directly affected in terms of ownership challenges, because their shareholder base is stable, it matters to them for reputational purposes. So it will have an impact upon your share price if you're a listed companies. It will alarm other shareholders. It will alarm your stakeholders. So you need to be prepared, and you need to be actively involved in preparing for this kind of incidents.
Okay. Nowadays, you see investors using ETFs a lot or investing worldwide. Would it also affect shareholder activism, as they are not local investors mostly anymore?
Absolutely. So we've seen shareholder stewardship from institutional investors across the globe being a major trend, and shareholder stewardship will not slow down. We've seen in the last years also new actors partaking into stewardship activist campaigns, such as hedge funds. So new actors coming in and collaborating with the more, let's say, dormant shareholders, pension funds or other institutional investors, new themes being tackled. In the US, for the first time last year, we had shareholder proposals touching directly upon management of AI risks from companies, something that we have not seen in Europe before. So the more international your shareholder base becomes, the more challenges arise, such as AI, such as workforce or the future, or climate issues, the more you have to expect activist campaigns touching upon new themes. So this will grow further. Shareholder activism will grow further. Companies need to be prepared.
Okay, finally, my last question. So shareholder activism will grow further, but also the ETF market is growing further. Most of them are passive investors. Are they also involved in active shareholder management, shareholder voting?
So an activist campaign can actually alarm even the dormant shareholders, and they can actually, activists can actually take with them the more passive investors into this kind of journey. So the fact that some passive investors keep on being passive doesn't mean that shareholder activism will be adversely affected. On the contrary, the dynamic of a shareholder activist campaign can change the status quo as far as the shareholder base of a company is concerned. So the passive investors may have been passive for the past few years or the past few AGMs. It doesn't mean that they will always be like this. And hence my point about boards and senior management being always ready to be able to communicate with their shareholders and also tackle an unpredictable or unseen shareholder activist campaign.
Okay, Mr. Sergakis, thanks for the interview.
Thank you so much.